We are now live on Facebook. Greetings, beloveds. Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another healing session with Ikhambi Natural Healing. My name is Nelly Nkosi. Angambingedwa ngama nomenzi Maseko. Thank you for joining us today. I just wanted us to quickly, before we begin our session, I wanted us to do a short breathing meditation just to invite our ancestors into the space and just to make sure that we listen with their help and our spirit guides and make sure that all the conversations that we have here are guided by them. If you are seated or standing, it really doesn't matter. I would like you to just take a deep breath in and then let go of all the negativities and all the stresses and everything when you breathe out, releasing all the tension. Loosen up your shoulders. And then we take another breath in. Taking all the good energy in with it, all that comes with goodness. And then release the negativity and the tension. And then shake your shoulders a bit. And then take one last deep breath in. And then release. So I wanted us, I'm almost tempted for us to do the healer's pledge, but Menzi, I don't know. I was a bit reluctant. Menzi, should we? You're on mute, brother. You're on mute. Okay.
I'm saying recite it, do it yourself. Just do it by yourself because some of us sound wise don't do it. Just do
I
it.
can't hear you properly.
I'm saying do the healer's pledge yourself. If you have it open, just do it. It's open,
No,
beloved.
I know.
Do it. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm doing the healer's pledge.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, my sound. Yeah, I'm saying do the healer's pledge yourself. You can have it open if you can, and just recite it yourself because some of us are on the road, so the sound won't be great. So I'll turn off my mic. You can do it.
Yeah. Just give me a second to help to open it up. So, the healer's pledge. Singabelaphi, we are healers. And this is the code of conduct for the group. It's just to remind us why we are here, so that we don't stray too far from the purpose of why we're here. So I'm just going to recite it by myself, and if you want to join me, you can. I'll just pause, and then you can unmute. If you've unmuted, I'll just pause, and we can recite it together. So this is the code of conduct for the group. Singabelaphi, we are healers. We owe our gifts to nature, our ancestors, and our creator. We live by the principles of Ma'at, Unu, and Ubuntu. We will approach each other with respect, honesty, and compassion. We will offer our advice, recommendation, and ideas with trust. We will neither insult, dishonor, nor abuse one another. We will share, practice, promote, and raise awareness about natural healing and healthy lifestyle and well being. We will refrain from posting negative information. We will refrain from posting irrelevant information. Singabelaphi, we are healers. Our gifts are a gift to humanity and nature. We will give to nature what it has abundantly given to us. Ah, back to the order of the day. So today I was, as we end the season of Unut, the great mother of the sky, the great lady of the sky, depending on which school of thought you come from. Me, I refer to her as Mazulu because she's like, she rules the skies, you know. And Ngesizulu, the skies, we refer to them as like Zulu. Yeah. Ikongitu Umazulu. So Umazulu is like her season comes at the end of the year. I think we've pretty much established that. And tomorrow, depending on which calendar that you follow, tomorrow we will be entering into the season. What's this? The new year. Is everybody able to hear me? Mkulu Menzi is unable to hear me. Is everybody able to hear me properly? Okay. Okay. So tomorrow we enter into the season of Osa, and we will be beginning our new year. So Osa is like the first season of the month of the year, sorry. Of the year. So I was just thinking to myself as I was preparing for the session as to what herbs would be very much great helpful during this season, and which also are aligned to also the season of Unut, but also help you prepare for what the season that is to come as well, like preparing for the new year. So as I was busy preparing, the one thing that I actually thought would it would be great for us to first start by cleansing our spaces and getting rid of negative energies. And one of the good herbs that I know that are actually good at clearing out negative energy is clove. So clove is one of those. Let me show you a depiction of how the clove looks like. Give me a second. So this is how the clove looks like. So at the corner here, it's the fresh clove, and then at there it's the dried one. So a clove, how you use it in terms of clearing negative energy. So clove generally is good for oral health. So if you've got like mouth sores, or if you've got a toothache, and clove is very good in terms of treating that. But besides treating physical ailments, it's very good in terms of getting rid of negative energies in your space, and just generally clearing out and cleansing your space. So how you would use it, you burn it the way that you would burn in Bepo. And you can also sprinkle a bit of some candle depending on how you decide to use it. But burning in clove into your space is very, very good for clearing out negative energy. And I've had a discussion. You can check out our previous videos where I broke down how to use clove for oral hygiene. So if you've got a toothache, and please do go to our YouTube channel and check out our YouTube channel on how to use clove for clearing for oral hygiene. So, and another herb that I actually found that is very good. So I think it's very good for us to clear out these negative energies and just be in a good space in general before we enter sing again into the new season with bad vibes. Nje. So yeah, just use clove. It was very good for you. So another herb that I actually thought that would be good for this time of the year is cinnamon. So I'm just gonna quickly share a picture of for the benefit of those that don't know how a cinnamon looks like. Um, I'm gonna share cinnamon, how it looks like. So this is cinnamon. Wait. So this is how cinnamon looks like generally. So you can either use the stick, use it in the stick as raw as it is, or you can grate it, or you can powder it. You can grind it down and make it a powder. So what is cinnamon good for? Cinnamon, every year when the year ends, people always make what's this? Resolutions or manifestations. This is what I want to achieve during the new year, and this is what I want to do during the new year. Cinnamon is an attraction herb. It generally it's sometimes referred to as the money herb. So when you burn incense, like incense that is cinnamon based, it generally brings in like good energies, good vibes, positivity. So you've now cleansed your space with clove, and then now you want to attract that positivity. Some may suggest that you put a bit of cinnamon in your purse to attract a bit of money. And it's also I'm not sure how true this is. I will try it. I heard a little birdie told me that if you put a cinnamon stick underneath your bed, it ignites passion. I am not so sure how true that is, but between you and your lover. But I think it's also so appropriate given that the lady Unut Enugeb are known to be the most passionate lovers. Yeah. Menzi told a very elaborate story. Menzi told a very elaborate story about how Ugep no Swe, they were so passionate that they were only given like one day. But anyway, let's move along. So you burn cinnamon as incense, or you can use the powder. Just sprinkle a bit of the powder on top of your candle. Yes, on top of your candle. And then you can also use cinnamon. You can drink it. It's a very nice tea as well, especially when you're doing manifestation and you're really trying to get your spirit guides to like hear you or plan out things, and you want good things to come your way. So cinnamon is very, very good in terms of that. I also posted a while back on our page a nice recipe where you can use cinnamons, how you can use cinnamon. I know it's generally people use that recipe for when they have colds or flu, but it's a nice drink. Mina ngiphuza even when I don't have flu. So it's you mix cinnamon, it's ginger, and then lemon and a dash of honey. Like the combo is really communicating for me there. It's a nice drink. You can drink it hot or cold. But yeah, I love it, Mina. Shem. I don't want to lie. So yeah. Um, Also, cooking with cinnamon is also the benefits are just the same. The benefits are just the same. Another herb. So in ngalesikhathi lesi, usually you would want to communicate with so now we've called on the good positive energy. uh oh yeah, Mkhulumenzi says and baking. Yes, and baking as well. um so another herb, so now we've cleaned out our space using the clove, and now we've attracted good energies using cinnamon. We now want to, if you now at this time, it's very good to also listen to the plans that your ancestors have for you. And many of us, we are not so gifted in terms of listening to them while we are still in our awake state. So what are the herbs that I would suggest that you would use if you're a person that is a person ungakwazi ukulala, and at the same time you cannot listen to your guides while you're still in your awake state. So in terms of people who suffer from inability to sleep, also you can't plan out for the year if you are unable to sleep, like because you have anxiety, you can't focus, you can't do anything, one of the herbs that I would suggest in terms of dealing with insomnia is um, this herb, Artemisia vulgaris. Some people refer to it as umhlonyane, but I really, I really want to refrain from referring to it as umhlonyane because I've noted that it causes a lot of confusion for some people, you know. And so this is how the bush looks like generally. It really causes a lot of confusion for some people because they confuse Artemisia afra and Artemisia vulgaris. And generally, Lokshin, I've heard them refer to this herb as umhlonyane. So this is how the herb looks like. The leaf of the herb looks like on a close up. So what this herb is used, please do not use it for flu. I beg you, please don't. It doesn't work the same way as uh, Artemisia afra, the the real mhlonyan. I don't know, for lack of a better word. So this one, it's very good at inducing sleep if you're a person who suffers from insomnia. However, if you're a person that has issues with your fibroids or womb issues, you might not want to take this herb because it might just be a trigger for you. Because apart from it being good for inducing sleep, it also is used mostly by people who do womb healing, so they would know how to properly use it for womb wellness. So if you know that you have womb issues, please do not use this herb. If you know that you have high blood pressure, please do not use this herb. If you know that you have diabetes, please do not use this herb. Stay away. But if you don't have any of those issues, you can use this herb as a sleep inducer. If you don't want to use this herb, you can also use I think I have another herb that I've prepared that is good for sleep. Give me a second. This one, Valerian. So this herb is called Valerian. So when you can get it anyway, actually. So Valerian is good in terms of inducing sleep. And what's nice about Valerian is like it's not like I'm trying to think. Mkulu, if you are in a position to be able to, the difference between normal sleep and lucid sleep, because this herb, I don't know how, I know what it is, but I'm not so sure in terms of putting it into words, because this one induces lucid sleep, this herb.
Well, lucid sleep is the kind of sleep where you sleep. That's it. There's a very clear.
Can you please put your mic closer to you?
Oh, there's a very clear.
Okay.
I don't want to say remembrance of dreams, but there's a. You really see very clearly in your dreams. It's almost as if you can control the outcomes in your sleep. You know, it's a
Mm.
very thin line between waking up and dreaming. And Valerian is one of those that were used by people who actually who do things like scrying or scribing. Who, if you want to be able to write, like writers use Valerian a lot. They actually some of them used to use dip it in alcohol and drink it with gin. Yeah. So that it's the same as Artemisia, some kind of Artemisia. I think in order to induce how can I say, a, like what they call stream of consciousness writing. When you are writing, when you want to write without, I don't want to say without rules, but I want to say without being inhibited. You know, without being inhibited. by anything, but then it becomes then addictive if you want to use it for those kinds of purposes. But yeah, it's a creative artist's favorite natural drug, like cannabis.
For me, I usually recommend it for people who struggle remembering their dreams. Um, for me, that's the one recommendation I usually give people, that if you struggle remembering your dreams, or if you want to communicate with your spirit guides and like literally talk to them and ask them questions, I usually recommend Valerian, because of how it generally works. So I think at this time it's very good for us to be able to do that, so that we not only have our own insight in terms of what is required of us for the next season or the next year, but also we take guidance from our ancestors as well, and we singabakhohlwa ukuthi, yeah, singabakhohlwa. For other people who do not want to get to that level of, you can also use lemon balm. Give me a second so I can show you how lemon balm generally looks like, uh, a mint tree. It's just that it's it has a bit of yellowishness in it. So this is the lemon balm tree. So lemon balm, you can use it when you have flu, but also it's a very good sedative, and when you are in a state of relaxation, you are able to think clearly, and you're able to focus on on the task at hand. And if you are allergic to any of the plants in the mint family, please do not use lemon balm. And if you can use a lemon balm as a tincture, but when you use it as a tincture, please do not use it directly. Just drop it in water, because it's very, very potent. It can burn you. So just drop it in a few drops in water, and then you'll be fine. Just a few drops in water, then you'll be fine. Don't use it directly as is. You would want to use it with something else. You can also make tea with it. It's very good as a tea. And also another one, if you don't want to use lemon balm, if you're allergic to anything in the mint family, you can also use lavender. I'm allergic to lavender, but I know the beautiful work that lavender does. It also does wonderful work for protection. It's same as with clove. I remember we spoke about clove earlier, and we said, with the clove, you can use clove to clear out bad spirits, and so this plant, when you have this plant in your yard, let's say next to your bedroom window or anything like that, it's a very good protection herb. It's a very good protection herb. Some people, particularly in Europe, they refer to it as the witch's plant. In some parts of America, they refer to it as the witch's plant. It neutralizes um, bad energy, and generally you remain protected. So it's like a protection herb if you have it in your yard. Do we have any questions? Let me check on Facebook if we have any question. Okay, we don't have any questions on Facebook as well. Kulu, do you want to add any comments or any words? We have a question. Oh yes, Unfortunate Khatebe says, where possible, can we use Nguni names for these herbs? You know, where it's possible, we usually share Nguni names for these herbs. Ne? However, some of these herbs, they foreigners in our country. they're not native to our kind. Although we currently use them, some you would find that they are from up north, and some they are not even from in Africa, they're not native to Africa. So where we can, we usually do use Nguni names. So when I post on on Instagram the full profile of each of these herbs, I do try to find the Nguni names, and there are healers that where I work with where we map out the different, because how we learn is different from, like, let's say I'll make an example like Mlomo Mnandi. For many years, it's been, I was like, Nomomland, okay, I know what it is and I know what it does and everything. And then years later, that's when I actually figured out it's actually Umlomlandi and licorice, it's the same thing. So we do try to actually incorporate Nguni names where we can. Do we have any other questions? And if you do know the Nguni names, please do share. Please do share, because we come from different backgrounds. It doesn't even have to be Nguni names, but whatever whichever country that you come from. I know we have people from Zim. I know we've got people from UK, so or Spain, wherever. Please let us know where, if you know the other name without besides the botanical name that we're currently using. Kulu, if you don't have any other questions, nor do you have any comments, I think we may have lost Mkulu means. If there are no more questions, I think it brings us to the end of today's session. So today's session was very brief, short, and sweet, straight to the point. Yes. So the next session that I will probably have during this time, I wanted to demonstrate in terms of, because I've had a lot of questions in terms of how do you prepare the essential oils, and how do you prepare the tinctures, and how do you prepare the teas, and I will try to set up, I'm still looking for a stand set up so that as I do this, I'm able to demonstrate in terms of when I speak about, and we go through the preparation methods again. So when I speak about something, I'm able to show you. With God willing, probably by the next session, I'll have a stand. Yay. Um, Thank you, beloveds, for joining me. Do please follow us on our Facebook page, Instagram, and well as YouTube. It's Ikhambi Natural Healing. You can drop us an email at ikhambihealing@gmail.com, or admin@ikhambinaturalhealing.coza. You can also inbox us on our socials. Please do feel free, like, follow, join. It keeps us motivated. Thank you so much. Love and light, beloveds.